Iconic, The Economy of Certainty, An Introduction to the Typology of Islamic Legal Theory by Aron Zysow, Harvard University, 1984, Cambridge, Massachusetts. Samarkandi, belonging as he does to the school of Samarkand, makes the same sharp distinction between belief and action which we have seen to be characteristic of the Mu'tazila. Accordingly, he rejects the unit tradition in questions of theology. In the case of belief, there is no room for anything less than certainty. Presumption can be a basis for action in the absence of certainty, but presumption is of no use when it is precisely certainty that is called for. It is on this point, however, that some Hanafis of a less rationalistic bent took a sharply contrasting position. They did accept the unit tradition in questions of belief, and their reason for doing so is that knowledge and belief are not the same thing at all. One can be found without the other. There are those who have knowledge of the truth without belief, such as the Ahl al-Kitab, who know that Muhammad is a prophet but will not become Muslims. Again, there are those who have belief without knowledge, such as the Muqallid. A Muqallid is one who blindly follows. He is incapable of understanding the proofs for what he believes. Belief, in fact, consists in an act, the setting of one's heart on something, and our being tested by having to set our heart on something is just like our being tested by having to do something, if not more important, quote unquote. Although the only traditions specifically mentioned in this connection are those which deal with the afterlife, there is an unmistakable tendency displayed here to do away with the dichotomy of action and knowledge in favour of the former. This is perhaps not surprising in the case of those who were primarily jurists, and for whom theology was frequently linked with an ascetic Sufism that aimed at checking the wayward impulses of the heart. The Mu'tazila were apt to go in the opposite direction and view everything as a question of knowledge. Alauddin al-Samarkandi and the Samarkandi school were thus in the middle. As proper Hanafis, they recognized the objectivity of God's will and gave action its due, but as rationalists, they demanded room for theology to use its own methods in attaining the certainty that must underlie belief. Stay tuned.